Today in Worldbox, we're turning off all resource spawn, and we're gonna see how long humans can survive. So I made sure I spawned a pretty generous portion of everything on this map. We got a bunch of trees here, a bunch of minerals. We should actually spawn some animals, because I do have animal spawn turned off. Let's see, let's give them like some chickens. Yeah, let's give them some chickens. We'll just kind of spread them around the map. We'll throw in some monkeys, I guess. And then like some sheep, some cows, and maybe just like a few bears in there just to kind of spice things up a little bit. Another part of this is gonna be that we do have kind of the 4 seasons turned on. So I have the setup so it's kind of like spring, summer, fall, winter, whatever. But that's gonna be another thing that's gonna make this really difficult for humans to survive, is like in the summer, things are literally just gonna burn down. I mean, you get like the whatever heat waves, and then winter, obviously everything freezes over, so that'll make things difficult as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a terrible time for all the humans, but it's gonna be a fun time for us, and that's what matters. So let's go ahead and spawn a few humans here. We'll just kind of hopefully get like maybe 3 empires. All right, so we got Sizwade, A Caston, and Uhipat. Oh, we got another one too. Sizoinskia. Sounds like it should be like a Russian town or something. Well, these two are definitely gonna have a problem because they're in such close proximity. They're just gonna be fighting over resources. Any other kingdoms get started? I guess it's just gonna be those 4. Oh, actually, I should also turn on the 100 people modifier, just so they'll like actually spread out, because I'm worried that they might just like run out of resources and just die like immediately. And I'm hoping that this is actually gonna be a long form video and not a short. Uhipat is actually growing fairly quickly despite having no housing. They're up to 57, 58. Okay, A Caston up here in the north is doing okay. Looks like I'm not sure what's going on. Are they upgrading this tent? Why is it shaking like that? What are you guys doing in there? Oh, I actually have not seen this before. There's like a modifier where the trees will sometimes like fight back if people are chopping them down. I didn't realize the cactuses did it too. Okay, Caston's up to 51. Looks like Sizwade already has an army. They're literally like their entire army is sleeping right now. But yeah, you can already see that they're having to go farther and farther to get resources. There's nothing close to them. There's like a few trees on the edge of their base. Yeah, already we can see like how scarce things are going to be in this game. I wonder if having a smaller population would actually be better for this, because it's technically less mouths to feed, and also like you can actually house everyone. Yeah, I mean the resources are not that bad, all things considered, and they just have like a slight housing deficit, but not as bad as yeah, definitely not as bad as some of these other kingdoms. Okay, year 10 looks like Sizwade has expanded into a new colony. A Caston did as well. And Uhipat also built a colony down here. They're up to 104 population, which is actually really impressive. Didn't they start with 50? They're one of the few kingdoms that is actually kind of going positive here. Well, I might have just jinxed myself because their population literally just went down by like 4. So doesn't look like they're starving though. Oh, it's the trees. Okay, we should have some cultures at this point. Yes, we have 4 different cultures, I think 1 for each kingdom. Let's take a look at Sizwade's culture. That's the bottom left. They got roads, which is good. Expansionists, which is gonna be really good for this actually. Tower lovers, I don't know, we'll see. I'm curious to see how aggressive these empires are going to be. Then for A Caston, their culture is Oser. They have grand arrangement. Let's see, youth reverent. Oh, expansionists as well. And then white staff. I guess it's probably unlikely that they're going to craft that. One of their people just said, our spirits are high. They won't be for long. Then Uhipat's culture is called Gan. Okay, they're going to be aggressive. They do have expansionists, so that's good. I guess all of them have that. So yeah, everyone's just going to be fighting over land. They do have roads, which is a good one. Spear lovers, tower lovers, and xenophobic. So yeah, this kingdom is definitely going to be out for blood. Then lastly, Skia's culture is Tedent, and I don't think they have too much interesting stuff going on. They're also expansionists. I guess maybe all humans are. And yeah, they have roads. They like to read. Oh, interesting. A Caston just got a rebellion. Woostold. I'm very surprised that happened so early. Do they split into a new culture, or is that the same? It looks like it's the same. All right, well, I'm not entirely sure why they did that. All right, year 20, we just entered into the Age of Sun, which is honestly kind of scary. I really hope we don't get too many heat waves, because that could honestly just like end the game if all these resources burn down. Okay, Acaston is still in the positive, up to 65. Then Upapat is still increasing, up to 118. And Sizwade is up to 94, so they've also been going up. Skia's up to 38. And there's still like a surprising amount of animals. I'm kind of worried I might have spawned a little bit too many. I thought that they would like eat them so quick that it wouldn't matter, or they would just die of old age, but there's still just like a ton of them. Okay, crap, we just got a heat wave. Apparently that was an Acaston, but I guess because they're in the desert, it didn't really do anything. So that's a win for them, I guess. Okay, we do have a small fire that just started down here. It looks like they're doing a pretty good job of putting it out. It's scary because it is heading up for these berry bushes, which I know are like a very important resource for this. And uh-oh, there is another one up down here. Though we do only have a few moons until the next age though. So that'll hopefully save them. Okay, yeah, Rain just put out the fire, which is good. Oh, we got a wizard down in Uhapat. That's probably what started the fire earlier. But funny enough, it's like, I don't think their guys can really reach them, but there's like a bunch of monkeys that are throwing poop at them right now. Okay, year 30, we got Acaston and Woostold up to 60 and 37, Uapat up to 52, Skia up to 53, and Sizwade up to 134. And I think Sizwade is trying to declare war on someone right now. Curious to see if this goes through. Oh, they declared war on Skia, their neighbor. Well, rip Skia. I think they only have like one army, so they're just gonna get destroyed. Dang, and Sizwade like already has like adamantine weapons. They have a lot of stuff. They got mithril. I'm seeing some iron, bronze. Okay, Skia's down to 4. We just entered into the Age of Ice. For whatever reason, they're kind of having some troubles like killing these last few guys. It's kind of, they've been down to 3 for like a little bit, but I feel like they just keep sending in like 1 soldier at a time, and it just like keeps going terribly for them. Okay, they got him, so Skia is officially out. They just straight up killed them. They didn't even capture them. But these houses are still intact, so if they expand their borders down here, they'll actually be able to take these, which will be a nice boost for them. I could have sworn a bunch of snowmen just spawned, but I can't seem to find them. Also, is this an orange cow? It's funny how these chickens are like the same size as the cows. Okay, we're in year 50. We're out of winter and back into spring. Almost to summer already. All the populations continue to hold steady. I say that as Uapat is like under attack by a bunch of the cold ones or whatever. Is this a new thing where the cold ones like convert people into more cold ones? Because that seems like what's happening. Why are there a bunch of like baby cold ones? All right, well, that feels like super random, but this could potentially be the end of Uhapat. Okay, Uhapat's down to 1 population, and we just entered into the Age of Sun. Okay, it says we just got a heat wave. Oh, we got one down here in the southwest. So it is heading up for Sizwade. Hopefully they can put it out before it gets to them. Okay, Sizwade just split into 2 new empires. We got Solgagarad and Navi, which Solgagarad is actually huge. It's bigger than Sizwade, which is kind of odd. They also took like all of their army too. Okay, looks like they are gonna survive the fires. Summer's almost over, so this rain should put it out. Solgagarad did just split into a new empire, Naisu, but I kind of doubt they're gonna survive very long. Okay, we've made it till year 70. I think Solgagarad is kind of suffering. They were up to like 70 population before. Now they're down to 52. Weirdly, Naisu is still around at 8 population. Sizwade 36, Navi 13. And then Acaston is still doing super well, up to 161. I kind of wonder if at some point they'll end up going to war with Woostold, because I feel like they could probably pretty easily conquer them. They have like more than double their army, and I feel like they're gonna need this land at some point. So far, the resources aren't looking too bad. Obviously, the like minerals are not looking great. They do have like a lot of gold, but not a lot of stone, and a lot of bones, probably from their own citizens just dying and drying out in the desert. Surprisingly, like as far as food goes, they're not doing too bad.
They got tons of bread. So they've just been making bread for days. Some berries, some herbs, pine cones, which I don't think are food. Okay, we just entered into the Age of Ice. A wizard just spawned. Here's where they are. Okay, here he is. Over in Sol Gagarod. I wonder if they killed that other one. And then we also just got a bunch of snowmen that just spawned in Acaston. But I feel like Acaston should be able to deal with them pretty easily. They do have like a fair amount of army here if they actually use them. Oh, the cold ones are still down here. They're just like chilling. I don't think they've really bothered anyone. They just kind of are hanging out in this spot. Okay, we are back in the Age of Sun. Acaston still continues to go up. Sizwade, I think, made a little bit of a recovery, but all these small empires are kind of struggling. Okay, we got another fire. It is heading south towards Naisu. Oh, they got one guy left. Okay, yeah, we'll see if they survive. Dang, they just built this new colony and it's already gonna burn down. I feel like that exact thing happened last summer too. They built another colony like down here and it got burnt to a crisp. Oh crap, and the wizard showed up in Acaston. They are crap. Yeah, they can't deal with the wizard and the fire. This is gonna be rough. Though I guess they are in the desert. This won't really affect them. It'll actually stop right here. But yeah, they're just absolutely getting roasted by this wizard up here. Yeah, Nice got burnt down. We did get a new kingdom down here though, Sarazan. Oh dang, when did this happen? Woostold, oh, they were just waiting for Acaston to get like weakened by something to declare war on them. But yeah, which honestly was really smart, but it kind of makes me sad because Acaston has been here since the beginning. And it's looking like they'll probably get out. Yeah, their northern colony just fell, so I think they just have one or two. They got two colonies left. Osir and Wohaft. Okay, Wohaft is coming under capture. And then we also just got another war between Sol Gagarod versus Sizwade. It is looking like Sizwade will probably pull ahead. They do have like double the population and a lot more army. And then thankfully that fire is almost out. So yeah, it looks like it'll stop before it reaches Sol Gagarod, which is good. But you know what, they're gonna die anyways, so. Okay, we're just short of year 100, back into fall again. Acaston is down to one population, and they actually split into a new empire called Greelmead, and Woostold is not at war with them, so they're actually gonna survive. I guess that was kind of a smart move on their part. Okay, yeah, that war's over, and Sol Gagarod is down to two population. Okay, this is kind of sad but hilarious. All the interesting people in this village are all the same kid, because he's just the only one left. Wait, what is he doing way over here? That's actually hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen that before. He just like straight up ran away to another kingdom, so they just can't find him and they can't take this over. Yeah, that's actually kind of great. Though he's coming back now. I think he's gonna get killed. Okay, that war's over. So Sol Gagarod, or whatever their name is out. Sizwade won that war. So I think Sizwade is the only OG kingdom still around, because there was that small one. Oh yeah, no, they got conquered a long time ago. So yeah, it is just Sizwade. And then Greelmead, I think, is the newest one we have. They're only 10 years old. Navi's been around for 50 years. And then Woostold's been around for 93, so they've been around for a long time as well. Things are starting to get a little bit spicy though. World population dropped down to 270, 280, and it was like 450, I think. I think its peak was like 450. The amount of resources left though is still like not too bad. There are still like a fair amount of trees at least. There definitely are not any more animals though. I think they all died off quite a long time ago. Okay, we're in year 115. We got a new war between Sizwade and Navi. I guess I have not really looked at what the religions look like these days. Okay, we only have one, which I guess is just everyone. So they got Rite of Roaring Skies. They can summon thunderstorms. They got the bubble shield thing, and they do have the meteor thing. Okay, back into summer again. We got a heat wave that started over here on the left. I don't know why they always start over here. Okay, Sizwade's coming under capture. Volgograd, do we mention them before? They're a new kingdom.
They're an offshoot of Sizwade, which is why Sizwade is kind of struggling with population.
But they seem like they're kind of thriving over here. All their citizens are happy, and it feels like they're one of the only like smart kingdoms that's actually spreading out to try and get new resources. Because there's tons of trees down here in this bottom left. I don't think the stone heads count as trees, but I could be wrong. I guess there is a pocket of trees over here in the like east, but for the most part there's not like a ton left. Okay, we're into fall now. It looks like Greelmead just Clairvoyant Sizwade as well, so they're actually the ones that might take this over. Woostald and Volgograd are still just kind of chilling. Oh, and they got ice hammers. They must have gotten those from the cold ones. I didn't know they had any cold ones invade, but apparently they did. Okay, that war was over in like 2 seconds, and Greelmead now has like tons of land. But yeah, this is a great city to take. They have tons of resources. Surprisingly, a very large amount of wood. I guess they just haven't been building that much. Tons of weapons, tons of food, a single piece of bronze armor. Okay, we are back in the Age of Ice again. Greelmead just declared war on Navi. Let's follow this little squad here. Oh dang, this guy's... What do you mean? I do have hunger and old age turned on, so I don't know how this guy is still alive. He's 109 years old. He also has 35 kills. Yeah, okay, definitely give that guy a star. Let's follow him. I don't know how he is doing this. Yeah, they gotta have something. Oh no, is he just gonna die to a tower? That was such a anticlimactic end to such a like legendary life. It's a little bit sad, but you know, life is full of disappointments sometimes. Okay, we're back into spring, almost summer, year 155. The war between Greelmead and Navi is still going on, and surprisingly, Navi is not doing too bad. They've almost like, they keep almost capturing this city over here. We are back into summer, and we got a couple new rebellions, Yellage and Leld, which are offshoots of Woostold. Well, thankfully, I think that was a pretty anticlimactic summer. We had like a couple little fires, but I feel like they got put out pretty quick. We got a bunch of snowmen heading up from the south. They're so screwed. I am like a little bit confused as to how the snowmen are taking damage. I don't think they have like a hunger factor, and it's winter, so you'd think they would be fine. Okay, Navi is officially out. They did manage to take one of Greelmead's like cities with them though. They also did have a rebellion before they went, Kaiserugad, and all is currently right with the world. It is funny to me how nobody has even bothered to go down like to the southeast over here. I think still because of those cold ones, I assume. Oh, they have actually moved kind of north. And I think that they actually might have killed a fair amount of them because there were a ton of them. Okay, cold ones are moving north into Woostold. I think they're going to be able to fend these guys off. Why does it seem like the cold ones are just incredibly fast? Yeah, I don't know, but Woostold might actually be in trouble here. They're down to 25 population, and they're just dropping like flies. I don't think they have any army. Oh no, I guess they do have an army. It just sucks. Okay, Woostold down to 3 population left. They might survive, but I'm not entirely sure. There are only a few cold ones left, and Leld and what's their name? Greelmead, I think, are kind of finishing them off here. Yeah, that might have been the last one there. Dang, Woostold survived that just to get conquered by Greelmead. They were around for a long time too. The summer was kind of brutal as far as fires went. None of them were like super close to any kingdoms, but we had one start down here in the southeast. There's one over here, and then there's one down here in the southwest, which was incredibly unlucky because there were a ton of resources down here. So this world is starting to really run low. There are still a few patches of trees up here in the northwest. And then the desert is still doing pretty well. There's a good amount of trees over here. And yeah, that's like kind of it. But technically, the world population did make kind of a recovery. We just passed year 200 and we're back up to like 470. So yeah, things have not quite crossed over to where we're losing population yet. But I think that'll start happening soon. Okay, Greelmead just went to war with Volgograd. So they got a little squad come down here. There is a wizard that just spawned, but he's just sleeping right now, so. Oh, is this guy just gonna come kill him in his sleep? Yeah, he's got him frozen. Oh, this would actually be so sick if he can just kill this guy. But I think that's like the trick with the wizards. is just to like freeze them. Okay, I think we just saw a new religion form. Nago is the new one. It's similar to the other one. I think all of these 4 traits are the same, but they do have silence. Okay, what is going on? What happened to Greelmead? They split into 3 new empires, Crand, Fire, and Retrograd, which are all suck. Yeah, Retrograd's already out. Greelmead's down to 1 population, which is just their king, who's also like a literal child. And Fire is also down to just their king. Oh no, we got Cold Ones spawn right in Lild's base. There's no way they're gonna survive this. Who else is up here? Yellage, they're actually still doing pretty well at 91. Okay, yeah, Movo, yeah, Cran just got out. Fire just got out. And it's just Greelmead left. And somehow Greelmead, like, still thinks they can go on the offense against Volgograd. Okay, we got Leld just got out. Yellage is down to 28 population. I really doubt they're gonna survive the cold ones either. Then Greelmead also just got out. Yeah, things are definitely happening pretty quick. We do have summer, like, almost here, so I'm curious to see if the humans will even be able to survive past summer. Because yeah, it looks like all of the northeastern kingdoms are all gonna die, and it's just gonna leave these 2 southwest kingdoms, which don't have any desert spots, so I feel like it'll be easy for them to just burn down. But we'll just have to see. Yellage just got out. West Trier just got out. So yeah, literally we're just down to these 2 kingdoms, and for the first time we've dropped below 100 population. I want to see what their resources look like. Okay, they're not actually too bad. They got tons of berries, tons of bread. I think they're pretty good on food. They are definitely lacking wood, and it doesn't look like they have many other minerals. They've kind of just been reliant on like stone and wood so far. And then this one down here, same thing, still a good amount of food, but definitely lacking in the like resource department up here. Oh crap, okay, Volgograd just went to war. Yeah, the last humans might potentially just like kill each other off. They really should not be doing this right now. They did survive summer though, so that's surprising. Fall I feel like is usually a pretty safe season, but when winter hits, we'll kind of see about that. Okay, Kaisergrad is weirdly holding their ground. They've so far only lost like a few citizens in that whole war. Okay, year 250, both kingdoms survived the winter. World population's down to 86, so it's still holding fairly strong. I think that Kaisergrad must have the like Tower Lover perk. Actually, they might both have it. I think that's why Volgograd hasn't been able to take them, is these 3 towers right here. Oh, and these 2 over here, they gotta have that perk. Yeah, Tower Lovers, that makes perfect sense why they've not been able to take this. Yeah, here they come again. We'll see if they make it past the towers. Yep, there's one down. Okay, that guy did a little bit of damage, but yeah, they don't have the army to really be doing anything. That guy just became an egg and turned into a crab. I don't know what's happening anymore. We had like a tiny heat wave up here, but I think they'll be able to put this out. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is not good. Volgograd, their king. This is their king. He got a fire staff, and now he's just going like on a rampage. He's throwing a tantrum apparently, which is costing like everyone their lives. Okay, I think he's doing a little bit better now. He was like targeting the citizens for a short bit there. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. It wasn't a spell, so it must have just been a random event. But he just seems like he's angry like all the time though. Okay, world population has hit a new low at 50. No thanks to Volgograd's king. But they didn't even think to like re-elect someone else. He's still out here just doing his thing. And then he just ended the war. Yeah, this guy can literally just not make up his mind. Year 300, we've kind of made a little bit of a comeback here. World population is up to 164. Both kingdoms are up to 80 population, and they've been okay. They've definitely both kind of run out of resources though. There are literally no trees in either of their like borders. Yeah, they are both kind of running pretty low on wood here. This colony just doesn't have any wood. Okay, we just got a ton of heat waves. So there's one that spawned like right in Kaisergrad's main city here, though it doesn't look too bad. Well, I mean, it looks terrible, but it doesn't seem like a lot of their houses are burning down. Okay, Volgograd really suffered that summer. They're down to 2 population. They also lost a ton of population because they just split into 2 new empires, Slivedal and Mave. And Maeve is dangerously close to the cold ones here. Oh, you know what I just realized is these fires are probably not even from Heatwaves. I think they're from their king just roasting everything still. Because it was like a little bit suspicious that they had a giant one spawn right in their base. But I'm like 90% sure that it was just this man. Okay, Kaisergorod just lost their biggest colony here. And I don't think things are looking great. World population's down to 50 population left. They keep just splitting into new kingdoms for some reason. I guess maybe just because of like lack of resources. Okay, Maeve just died. We just have Kaisergorod, Slararod, and Volgograd is still around. And somehow Volgograd did make a little bit of a comeback.
Well, I can't really call it a comeback, but
they did get up to 3 again. Okay, they did survive another winter. We're up to year 352. Though this could be the end of Volgograd, they did have a bunch of cold ones spawn in their base. Once they find these last couple citizens, I think they're pretty screwed. There's also some cold ones that spawned up here, so hopefully they don't notice these 2 kingdoms, but they probably will. Oh no, I think it's happening. Slarod's starting to get invaded by the cold ones. Down to 28. Crap. Okay, if Kaisergorod cannot fend off the cold ones with their army, I think they're kind of screwed. They do have a good size army here, but the cold ones did convert a ton of Slarod citizens into cold ones as well, so they're kind of growing in number. Yeah, this is kind of humanity's last stand here. If they can't fend these guys off, then they're so done for. Thankfully, we do have a good amount of time till winter, so they don't have to worry about more spawning. Okay, the cold ones have officially broken into Kaisergorod. This is super not good. This colony's definitely screwed, but hopefully they won't notice this one down here. Crap, yeah, they noticed it. Okay, that's it. Kaisergorod is officially out. We just have Novograd and Netro, who's another offshoot of Kaisergrad, I think. Oh no, the cold ones found Netro too. 4, 3, 2, 1, and oh, it's his last guy. So they're down. Volgograd, I think, is safe. Okay, they did have a couple guys in their base, but they do have the fire staff still. Thankfully that thing for once is coming in handy. But I don't know, there's a couple cold ones here. There's still some wandering around down here.
Yeah, their survival is completely up to their king right now.
Yeah, oh no, okay, Volgograd's down to 1 population. It's just their king left. Thankfully, winter is almost over, but their entire like city has all been destroyed. Yeah, and he is 78 years old, so it's not impossible that he might just pass away of old age. This is literally the last man alive. This is actually kind of crazy to watch. Oh no, he just got killed by one of these cold ones down here. Dang, well, that's kind of a crazy finale. Just having one human left with a fire staff. Just trying to keep humanity alive. I mean, to be fair, humans did do a lot better than I thought. I thought they would die for sure before like year 200. And they made it to year 385, which is kind of crazy. There's still like a surprising amount of resources left. I kind of was expecting all of the resources to be gone by this point, which like majority of them are. There are definitely still minerals out there. But yeah, pretty much all the trees were gone or burned down, except for like over here in the east. There's still some trees left. Yeah, that literally is the only spot left is over here. And it's just like a few trees here.